In case you haven't cleared the CA exam, I'm sorry for your results. And since you clicked on this video, I can fairly assume that you are feeling a bit clueless about life and you are wondering whether to continue with CA or to quit this and pursue something else. This video is not about some dry motivation, and I am not going to plainly say things like you should never give up or you can do anything and everything, etc. etc. I know you are already in pain because of the results. So I have kept this video as practical as possible. So let's get right into it. The first segment of this video is the decision making framework. So there are two categories of people who do CA. The first category are the ones who are not emotionally attached to CA. They are financially well off and they have multiple options. By multiple options, I mean they can afford to spend some 10-12 lakhs on an MBA from a private college, or they have a big family business, or they possess some above average talent in a particular skill. Say they may be an amazing singer or a dancer or a cricket player. So basically, their world is quite big, and CA is one of the multiple options for them. And there is the second category of people, opposite to the first type of people in every way possible. They are the people who are not financially well off and they cannot afford to spend 10 to 12 lakhs on courses like MBA, and they are the ones who don't possess any other extraordinary talent. And then these people are emotionally attached to CA. In short, people who don't have any viable option other than CA. Now you find out to which category you belong. Do you belong to category 1 or category 2? If you belong to category 1 and if you have already failed more than 3 times, then my recommendation is quit CA. You are wasting your time here. Focus on the family business or focus on your talent and see where you can go in the next 5 years. CA is a burden for you at this point. So if you belong to the first category, the video ends here for you. Now, luckily or unluckily, if you belong to the second category, you don't have any other option than CA. But beware that the internet is full of experts who say that you should quit CA and do something else if you take more than 3 attempts. And they will say it emphatically, but they will not give you a direction on where to go and what to do after quitting CA. They don't know that you can't afford to do an MBA. They don't know that you don't have a family business or you don't have extraordinary talent. The worst part is they will also say that even if you manage to clear CA from now, your qualification will not be worth anymore. I ask you to not fall for it. Your number of attempts does not matter in the long run. Take it from me, you can have an above average career as long as you make sure you clear CA. With that said, since quitting is no more an option for you, we need to figure out how to proceed further and how to get the job done. So watch the rest of the video carefully. We will be doing 2 exercises in this video. So in case you don't have a pen and paper right now, I need you to go and get one. I will wait. So I hope you got a pen and paper. The first exercise we are going to do is black box analysis. Answer the following questions and be as honest as possible, even if it makes you uncomfortable. Question number 1. Did you do at least 150 hours of focused preparation per paper? This is apart from class hours. Question number 2. Did you even track your time? Question number 3. Did you do at least 3 rounds of revisions? Question number 4. Did you write at least 2 model tests and self-evaluated it? Question number 5. Did you have a smartphone usage of less than 1 hour per day throughout your preparation? We can make the black box analysis even more detailed, but these 5 questions will get the results dead accurate. And I am sure that you just said no as an answer to all the 5 questions. So the single most important thing you need to know is, unless you can honestly bring yes to all the 5 questions, it will be too difficult for you to clear any CA exam. Therefore, from now on, your goal is to design your life in such a way that over the next 3, 4 or 5 months, you should be able to get complete yes to all the above 5 questions. Now the next segment of the video is, I'll be sharing with you what are the 2 events that happened in my life that made me resolve to never think about quitting CA again. Event number 1. It was 2011. I had a discussion with my brother-in-law. He is a chartered accountant himself, but he is not this big emotional person, nor he is a person who gives free gyan to anybody he talks to. He is a man of few words, and he kept seeing me fail again and again. He knew that I was not giving my best, but he did not get angry or judge me. One day, after failing in my fifth attempt in CA PCC, I was just saying to him that I feel like quitting CA and pursuing MBA. He did not get surprised or angry but just told me one simple thing. See, there are endless opportunities in this world. Money you can make in various ways. Today you are just 21 and you can somehow settle financially by your 30s. But this regret and sense of defeat on quitting CA will linger in the corner of your mind for the rest of your life. If you think you can handle that regret, then quit. This was the only advice he ever gave me, and since it came from him, I was so convinced. And that got me going for a while. And then by 2012, another event happened. Event number 2. I failed my CAPCC for the 7th time. I got 277 out of 600, passed in all 6 papers, but missed aggregate by 23 marks. This was after I almost gave my best effort. So I was helpless, and despite the great advice from my brother in law a year ago, this time I almost decided to quit CA and go ahead with MBA. But as I said, I did not have the money to study MBA from a private college. So for me, it has to be IIM. I did a Google search on what are the things to do to clear CAT. I saw the subjects, the passing criteria, the selection system, and everything. I still remember clearly that this happened in a browsing center and I was biting my nails because I was so scared of what I saw about the new territory and the new challenge. At that moment, the final clarity dawned on me. I was thinking I gave my best effort the previous attempt and I failed. But when I saw the criteria to clear CAT, CA looked super easy. At that moment, I realized there are still some areas for me to improve. I decided that even if I make 10% better efforts than my previous attempt, I can definitely make it. Because I was almost there. It was just a matter of 23 marks. So I finally dropped all the mental nonsense of thinking about switching careers, and I did put in the effort one final time and cleared my CAPCC in the very next attempt. So that leads us to the next segment of the video. When I cleared my inter, I thought I had learned all my lessons I needed to learn, and I thought I will never make those mistakes again. But life had other ideas. I repeated the same mistakes that I did in inter. I started failing in my final as well. At one point, the repeated failures became personal for me. I got frustrated that I was not able to keep myself in control for 4 months. I was angry that I was living a mediocre life. I was afraid that even if I become rich tomorrow by some luck, I would still be living a miserable life. Because I was chasing mediocrity and I was falling for every cheap distraction. That was not a stable system which I was living, and it will collapse any day. All I had to do was just sit and study, and I was not able to do that. So one day around early 2015, I had this question to myself. If I cannot hold myself in control for 4 months, what good am I going to be in my life? And at that moment, I realized that the real game of CA is not by hearting 400 provisions of income tax or mastering the accounting standards. The real game of CA is self mastery. It's about saying no to the IPL. It's about saying no to every new movie release. It's about saying no to all the 500 distracting friends you have on your phone. I defined why I wanted to become a CA. My big why became that I wanted to live a regret free life. I wanted to master myself. I wanted to become a person that if I set a goal, I should be able to achieve it. I wanted to prove myself and all others who have doubted me that I was very much capable of doing this course. So, this is the second and final exercise we are going to do. The first exercise of black box analysis was about dissecting your past and taking lessons from it. Now, this second exercise is for your future. From now on, this will give you direction and wake you up every time you lose the fire. Again, take a fresh piece of paper and write why do you want to be a CA in the first place. Use your imagination to do this exercise. Your answer could be anything. You want to become a CA because you need more fame and power in your social circle, or you want to make decent money, you want to amass a decent wealth, you want a decent lifestyle, or it could be more emotional and personal that you want to become a CA because your family has been in lower middle class for generations, and if you become a CA, you can change the course of your family's tree. Or it could be noble that you want to serve the nation as a CA. you want to reach the top bureaucracy and want to strengthen the financial profile of this country even better. Or it could be any other thing. No reason is greater or weaker than the other as long as it is yours. It need not be spiritual or noble or virtuous. It is totally fine even if they are purely material. Any purpose is great and any purpose will work as long as you know what your purpose is. So take your time in drafting your big why clearly. Read it every morning, read it every night, read it every time you slack off. Your big why should guide your every action. Understand that failure in a CA exam is not an indicator of your intelligence, it's an indicator of your lifestyle. It has to be personal, it's always personal. If it doesn't hurt your ego, you will not give your best fight the next time. See, you have come this far both in the video and in the CA course. Just gather yourself for the next 3 to 5 months and I'm sure you will see a positive result. But before I leave, just a final message. The person who sacrifices the most wins in CA. I wish you all the best.